I'm here. It's April 25th. It's day 96 of the Trump presidency. And I apologize for the impromptu absence yesterday. I should have told you guys, and I wasn't thinking clearly, that my puppy had surgery to get neutered this morning, and we had to be up super early. I had to drop him off at 7. So it's been a long day. He's doing all right. He's doing okay. I don't like to see him like this, though, so I've been crying a lot because that's just how I am. I've been crying like all day. I was crying before he came home. I've been crying a little bit since he got home. But he's fine. I don't love that we, do this to our pets. At the same time, I don't want baby gremlins. And I also don't want the behavioral issues that come with allowing pets to fully gestate. I have weird mixed feelings about pets in general. I feel like it's kind of weird that we kidnap them and keep them here. Anyways, that's a very long conversation, so we won't talk about that now. He's good. He's got his little flower cone. I bought him like a soft stuffed animal, basically flower cone, because he is not about to wear some cheap plastic shit. Not my child. No way. Anyways, let's talk about the things that have happened in the last 48 hours. So I took some notes yesterday, and then I was just too tired to get on and tell them to you. But Trump yesterday, and actually yesterday there was not that much news, which was kind of amazing. I was like, this is like the first day that I almost don't even have like a full page of shit to tell you because it's all just like gossipy. So, it's not gossipy that Russia attacked Ukraine again. It's also not surprising in any way. But what is ridiculous about it is the way that Trump is handling it. Can I say this? Trump's personality, he reminds me a lot of Lindsey Graham. Like, he's like very, he feels like a Southern belle in like an old man's body to me. And he just literally hopped on Truth Social, and it sounded like a woman being like, "Stop, Vladimir." Like, literally the way he wrote this tweet or Truth Social post, literally that's what he said. He said Vladimir, and then he said stop, all in caps. Like, what? It's so embarrassing, and it makes him look so crazy and so weak. It's so unpresidential. It's honestly like, is it even laughable at this point? Is it? Obviously I laugh at it all the time. I do. That being said, like, when we're talking about the world order and like wars, it's serious stuff. And he's tweeting about it like he's on the cast of Real World. Like, it's just very disturbing. In any case, again, Russia performed a bunch of drone strikes on Kyiv again, and it isn't stopping, and we knew that. And like, Vladimir supposedly keeps like lying to Trump. He keeps telling Trump that he wants peace. No, he doesn't. Everything that Russia is doing is showing that they have no interest in peace. So that war is nowhere near complete. And I don't know what will stop it other than Europe getting much more heavily involved. So again, I guess we'll see what happens. I have more updates about that later in the show. A judge paused an executive order on the voting, the executive order that Trump passed about voting, the SAVE Act, that would force people to prove their citizenship, and women who have changed their last name at any point would have to have some crazy long paper trail proving what happened. And I've heard mixed feedback that even if they could prove that it was their original name, it wouldn't work or something. Anyways, long story short, a judge has paused that. Paused isn't great, though. You know what I mean? It's definitely better than nothing, but we see a lot of these orders getting paused and then getting pushed back into play later, like when they told him they paused his abuse of the Illegal Aliens Act, Enemies Act, and then they told him it was okay again, and now, it's pulled back into question, right? So it's like, I don't know what comes after this, but I appreciate that there's any pushback, as usual. And time will tell what comes next. So this has been like the big story today. The FBI has arrested a judge in Milwaukee who helped a man in her courtroom evade immigration authorities. Her name is Hannah Dugan. She escorted this man and his lawyer to like a door in the back, basically like the jury door, and let them go. And I don't know what's going to happen to her. I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of sane people see the correlation between World War II raids and what's happening right now. And if you're a good person, you're not going to comply. So I applaud her, and we're all terrified for her and for this country and for everyone that is just being like, rounded up and thrown Lord knows where or sold, or it's horrible. The things that are happening are absolutely horrible. I don't know what's going to happen to her. So updates to come soon, I'm sure. A New York poll has found that 66% of all voters feel that Trump is abusing his power right now, his presidential powers, and that what he's doing is presidential overreach, and that it's chaos. It's causing chaos in our country. And not just in our country, it's causing chaos in the world. He made some ridiculous statement about the poll that Fox just released, saying that this is the lowest first quarter any president has had in decades. And he went on some rant about how, he wants to blow Fox up or whatever, as he usually would, and says that it's a lie and yada yada. But some part of him is obviously disturbed by this because he's online yapping about it. So Trump has been all over the news saying that he's in negotiations with China. Okay. And yet then China came back and said, no, we haven't talked to him at all. And that is so embarrassing. They literally were like, no, we have not spoken to President Trump, and we will not speak to President Trump unless he completely terminates the tariffs. Then we will talk to him. So he has backed himself into a corner. And this was his reversal, and him saying he's going to roll back the tariffs to 55% and all this stuff that he's saying. It's because there were a bunch of CEOs, like the CEO of Walmart, the CEO of Target, the CEO of, was it also Costco? Anyways, CEOs of major companies are coming to him and saying, bro, our shelves are going to be like completely empty in just a couple weeks if you don't do something. And so I think he panicked, and now here we are. And China said they had I heard one of the podcasts talking about it, like China made some statement that is a proverb, a Chinese proverb. It said something like, the person who ties the bell must untie it. And then on the show, they were like, what does that mean? Because you can't tie a bell. And they were like, do they mean ring? And they're like, is it lost in translation? I think the point is he fucking created this problem, and it's his problem. It's his problem to fix. China's fine. They'll figure it out. They've got their stuff. They can find somewhere else to sell it or whatever. He is fucked. He's totally fucked. So, the Pope hated Trump, and the Pope's funeral is... is it this weekend? Is it early next week? Whenever it is, he's going to be seated kind of in the back. I heard something about like corner third row or something like that. He's nowhere near the front, which fair enough. It's not the Pope of our country. It's the Pope of, is it Italy? Is that where the Pope is? I'm so ignorant when it comes to Catholicism. I'm sorry. It's just not something I follow closely, although I did care for that man. He was a good man. I mean, one of the better popes that I've seen in my lifetime as far as like his opinions and the things he said and did. I still didn't love, I feel like he is still hesitant about women, hesitant about LGBT. There's things that I didn't love, but he was better than some of the other ones that I've seen. In any case, he will be seated obviously far behind, like, you know, people that are high up in the Catholic order, dignitaries, politicians, understandable. But he will probably not understand, nor will he be graceful, because he rarely is. So there was another escalation after Russia bombed Kyiv. There was a Ukrainian Ukraine came back and killed a Russian general in a car bomb in Moscow. And this is what happens when you're at war. Anyways, Putin is also supposedly meeting with a Ukrainian envoy, Steve Witkoff, I think today. So I think, again, aren't they trying to come to an agreement? I'm not really sure. I do wonder if once they realize that they've truly all been abandoned by the United States, although I don't personally feel that Trump is abandoning Russia in any way. Trump is very much on Russia's side, and that's a whole other thing that is not in here right now. But there's a lot of interesting evidence that Doge when they're taking data out of the systems that they're breaking into, that Doge is sending it straight from Starlink to Russia. Very, very, very scary and disturbing for our country. In any case, I don't know. Maybe they will claim to have made some progress. I guess we'll find out tomorrow or the next day. So Mahmoud, I don't know if it's Mahmoud. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think I've heard other people saying Mahmoud Khalil. He was the man who was detained at Columbia, the student that was detained at Columbia. He was detained without an arrest warrant, and ICE is claiming that the reason that they arrested him was because he was uncooperative and he was a flight risk, and that he was being like aggressive. Again, I'm seeing a lot of kind of situations where people are busting in down doors without an arrest warrant. A bunch of that just happened in Michigan, in both Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti. I actually grew up in Ann Arbor, so it's very crazy to me that city that is very liberal, and Ypsilanti is as well, that they are allowing, it sounds like Dana Nessel, who is, oh man, what is she? Is she the attorney general or something in Michigan? I don't know. Whatever she is allowing this to happen here in Michigan, and they are very exclusively going after Palestinian rights activists. And they're just like busting people's doors down. I saw like the FBI was there. It's crazy. It's getting worse, is what I'm saying, and it is getting more World War II-ish, honestly, very quickly. Because those people have not committed a crime. They were organizing, obviously they're against the war in Palestine, and I feel that should be protected by the First Amendment, free speech. We have free speech in this country. They did not commit a crime to say that war should not be happening. Anyways, so this is where it gets like a little bit more lighthearted, thank God. Depending on who you're talking to, not if you're talking to George Santos. George Santos was just sentenced to 7 years in prison for fraud and identity theft. And I guess he is hysterical, understandable, but come on, dude, he should not have done any of the things that he has done. It is insane. And now he is paying consequences. I am a little frustrated, though, I will say. My very first thought about that was not like, oh, yes, fuck George Santos. Although, yes, fuck George Santos. But the number of other people that have done much worse. Like, honestly, George, you should sing like a canary and see if you can get your sentence reduced. Start telling on people, dude. What do you have to lose? Come on, get it out of your system. Although in this climate, in this political climate, maybe that'll get him, I don't know. I don't know if he would make it, because if Trump doesn't like the things he's saying or telling, maybe he would get Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know. Okay. I spoke too soon. This is actually the heaviest thing I'm going to tell you tonight. So Trump, and we don't know what the impact of this will actually be. So I will say that I'm telling you this with a grain of salt. However, the intention is very clear. So Trump wrote an executive order that is making an amendment to the fucking Civil Rights Act. And it is to encourage meritocracy and to discourage any sex or race-based favoritism. It's also going to be bringing a challenge to this. I posted a video about this on TikTok earlier that I totally cried while I was posting. It's bringing a challenge to the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which guarantees that you can't deny a woman the ability to get a credit card or a bank account based on her marital status, because that is new as of 1974. This is a war on everyone other than white Christian men. Period. Stop. Full stop. And, they're being very open about it. They're being very obvious about it. I appreciate that. It makes it easier to know, for everyone to start to see like what we're dealing with. And maybe in the end, when they start to take people's rights away, like fully, we will have more people to fight on our side. I think my question is always, will it be too late? You know what I'm saying? And it may be. It's possible. In any case, they are not hiding their intentions. Speaking of dictatorships and horrible authoritarian, I don't know. I'm just thinking about, dystopian novels. But anyways, Trump's merch store has started to sell Trump 2028 merch because they are dead fucking serious that they want him to run for a third term. And I'm going to use the word run very loosely here because I don't believe that, I still fully believe that this past election was tampered with. And I do not at all believe that the next election will be free and fair. I think we are in deep shit. And you know what? A lot of these corporations, I hope that they get crushed to smithereens by the weight of their own decisions. But Meta, like corporations like Meta that have fully kowtowed to Trump's authoritarian dictatorship. So Meta's new AI model has been recommending conversion therapy for the LGBT community. Like if an LGBT person is talking to them, to their AI model. Yeah. A lot of these CEOs are fully on board and backing the Nazi propaganda, man. And that's what it is. We're literally all the way back in 1930. But the word on the street and the pushback and the protesting, it does matter. It absolutely matters. So the U.S. Health Department is now denying that they have plans for an autism registry. And I don't know if I told you guys about that, but when RFK Jr. made all those comments the other day about autism and how autistic people don't contribute to society and all this very like Hitler-esque rhetoric, they were saying that they were going to have essentially a registry of everyone in the country who's autistic because they want to search their medical records for like congruences to look and see if they can find patterns to try to figure out what causes autism. And there was a huge uproar, obviously, about that. And now they're saying that they're not going to form this registry, but we will see. Okay. Last story, and it's petty, and I love that. Thank God. China sent 200,000 empty shipping containers to the United States, which is fucking incredible. Not only does it take up like port space, it also forces us to like go through them and open them and then figure out how to get them back and all this shit. It's so petty. I love that for them. I love petty shit. And honestly, especially, it's like, this is better than a war where everyone's killing each other. I'm not saying that people are not going to die because, oh, yeah, they will for sure. For sure they will. Although we're more likely to die from listeria because the FDA is no longer checking to see if our milk is safe. They're not checking to see if the chicken has too much salmonella in it anymore either. So that's cool. I don't really know. I need to spend some time like sitting down with myself and coming up with a plan about what to eat and what not to eat in this coming climate, because it is going to get more dangerous to eat food from the grocery store, which is just fucking like we don't already have enough shit to deal with, but we better get used to dealing with shit because that is what we've got. We've got shit. That's what's up. That's what's being served for dinner in the Trump administration. Okay. My brain is fried. I don't know if you can tell. I'm so tired. Again, I'm so emotional about my little dog. I'll be fine. I'm just a big baby about that stuff. But we're going to go put on a movie, get to bed early. He's probably already asleep out there. I'm going to go join him. And unless something comes up with him or something else, I will be here tomorrow. Sorry I skipped the other night. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.